Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Hello, little learners. Welcome back to our learning space. I'm Miss Laura. Can you tell me your name? I'm so excited that you're here today. I'm also feeling very happy and joyful this morning. Maybe you're feeling the same way as I am, or maybe you're feeling a little bit rushed this morning because you have places to go and you have to get ready. When you're feeling rushed, it can cause you some stress. That means that your body feels hot and you kind of feel not great. All week I've been showing you my Calm Down box, and it has different tools that'll help you when you feel stressed or are having strong feelings. Let me grab my box and I'll show you another thing I have inside today. Now remember, you can make a box like this at home. Oh, I have something here that Miss Sarah taught us how to make. It is Play-Doh. So you can take the Play-Doh and squish it. Let's see. Oh, it's red. So you can take it and squish it in your fingers, and it helps calm you down. I have another fun tool in here. Let's see. I'll get another one of my squishy animals. Ooh, it's a long caterpillar. You can stretch this guy out, or you can count how many pieces are in his body to calm down. Now you already know how I like to check my feelings. That's by looking in the mirror, and that's important to do to check your feelings too. Now all week you've been helping me find out what letter mirror I'm going to use. Let me see if you can figure it out this week too. I'm gonna grab my mat, and it has a happy face, and we're gonna build a letter. Let's see what lines I'm gonna use. I think I'll make it trickier for you this time. I am going to use a little line. I'm gonna put it right on top here. Now let's see. I'm gonna grab another little line. See? I'm gonna put it in the middle. Now, do you remember that we used these same lines to make an F? Here's my third little line. I'm gonna put it at the bottom here. What letter could it be? I think you're gonna know once I put this line on. It's a big line. Let's see, what letter is it? Can you see? It's the letter E, that's right. I'm gonna grab my letter E mirror, and I'm gonna see how I'm feeling. See, letter E. Okay, let's see. I think I know how I'm feeling. Now it's time for you to point to the picture that shows how you're feeling. Let's watch together. Can you point to the picture that shows how you're feeling? If you don't see a picture that matches how you're feeling, say you're feeling out loud. If you're having a strong feeling like scared, sad, or angry, take belly breaths. That might help calm your body down. It's so important for you to check in on how you're feeling, and don't forget to check in on those around you. How about your pets? Have you checked in on how they're feeling today? Now we have someone special that would like to share their picture today. We're going to try to guess how they're feeling. This is Yareli. See? Y for Yareli. Can we say hi to Yareli? Hi, Yareli. She happens to be my neighbor. We live across the street from each other, and sometimes I see her playing on her big swing. In this picture, she's wearing a very pretty dress and has her favorite stuffed animal with her. Can you tell how she's feeling? Let's see. She's smiling. Her eyes are bright. If you think that Yareli is feeling happy, make a happy face like this. If you think that Yareli is feeling nervous, make a nervous face like this. Let me take a look. Ooh, I see a lot of happy faces. Yareli, we think you're feeling happy in this picture. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And boys and girls, if you want to share your story, make sure you ask a parent, a teacher, or a family member to send it to the address below. Hey, let's see. We'll ring our bell. We're going to check our visual schedule and see what our plan is for the day. We did our emotional check-in. We're going to do our weekly investigation. We're learning about architects, and today we're going to watch a very special video where we're going to take a trip around the world and look at buildings. And then we're going to sing our goodbye song. Does that sound like a good plan? Okay, now before we move on to our intentional message, I have a movement card for you. That's going to help wake our body up. So when I flip this card over, you're going to see a letter and a movement that starts with that letter that we'll do together. You ready? Da 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 da. L. L for lift your legs. I'm going to do that here from my chair, but you can do that anywhere you are. Let's lift our legs 3 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that felt good on my knees. Let me grab my pointer and we're going to move on to our intentional message. Let's see. It says a building starts with a plan for its design. Remember, that plan is called a blueprint. Those are the plans that architects use. And architects are the ones that design plans for buildings large and small. We have a song about the intentional message that's going to help you remember. It goes like this. Construction workers need a plan to build their structures. Architects design that plan to make them good constructors. Blueprints are what we need to make buildings big and small. Architects make these plans so our structures do not fall. Right now I'm going to share a poem with you that's all about the house. And we're going to do it in English and Spanish. I'm full of songs and poems today. Let's see. Remember our movements for that one? We're going to go wide and we're going to do our smoke. Here we go. I'm going to build a little house with windows wide and bright, with a chimney tall and curling smoke rising out of sight. Look at my smoke rising. In winter, when the snowflakes fall, or when I hear a storm, so I'm going to put my hand to my ear, I'll go and sit inside my house where I'll be snug and warm. Houses do that for us, don't they? They keep us warm and safe. Now let's try a poem in Spanish. And it's a little bit of a song. It goes like this. Yo tengo una casita que es así, así, que por la chimenea sale el humo así. Que cuando quiero entrar yo golpeo así, así. Me limpio los zapatos así, así, así. Thank you for singing and reading poems with me. Now it's going to be time to watch our video. In this video, we're going to take a trip around the world. Let's watch together. I wonder, what do buildings look like around the world? Here's a map of the world. We live in the United States. See our flag? We're going to visit Paris, France. Do you notice that big tower? It's the most famous structure in Paris. It's called the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower was built in 1889. That's over 131 years ago. It took 2 years, 2 months, and 5 days to build. It's made of iron and weighs around 10,000 tons. It is 1,050 feet tall. Here's what you would see if you were up on top looking down. Gotta grab a croissant before we visit our next structure. And we're off. Now we're going to visit a structure in Italy that leans over. Here we are in the town of Pisa, not pizza, Pisa in Italy. Is something wrong with that building? No, that building is leaning. It's called the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It was built in 1372, 650 years ago. When the architect first built this structure, he noticed something was wrong. The foundation of the building, or the bottom of the building, was not on good soil, and it began to sink. The construction workers built the tower anyway, and now it's one of the most famous buildings in the world. Goes to show, you never know where a mistake will take you. Can't leave without some pasta. Now we're heading to the Middle East, to the most luxurious city in the world, Dubai. Whoa, do you notice that building in the distance? That's the tallest building on planet Earth. It's called the Burj Khalifa, and it is 2,722 feet high. Here's what you would see if you were looking down from the top of this structure. Look how small those other buildings look. It took $1.5 billion to build this structure and 100,000 tons of concrete. Going to load up on spices before I leave. I hope you enjoyed our trip around the world. Don't forget to check out the buildings around you. Now remember, you can learn all about the buildings around the world in books. And don't forget to check the Sora app. Now before we check our visual schedule, I wanted to tell you about an experience I had. There's a construction site right by where I work, and I got to take pictures of the various machines that they use. Now this one is called a backhoe. It was picking up the dirt. Now let's see. I think I got pictures of some other things. A bulldozer. This one was really loud, and it was picking up rocks and dirt too. Then, an excavator. They're building a new grocery store. So I got a picture of that. And the last thing I got to see was a dump truck. They were putting all the dirt in the back of that truck and hauling it away. Isn't that fun? Don't forget to check around you to see if you see construction sites that you can look at. Now let's see. It's time to check our visual schedule. We did our emotional check-in. We did our weekly investigation, and now it's time to sing our goodbye song. So let me grab our pointer and we'll do that together. Ready? A, B, see you later. D, E, F, G, I'm gonna miss ya. H, I have to go now. J, K, bye-bye now. L, M, N, O, I had a good time. P, Q, are you gonna miss me? S, T, you are my best friend. V, W, X, Y, Z. Right, my friends, don't forget to come back tomorrow. We're gonna do some art inspired by Paul Klee. Wait, Miss Laura sends you a big smooch and a big squeeze. It reminds you to read, to play, and to enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye.
Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for